Welcome back to the Buzz on Business. We have Renee Mikulec from Homestead Insurance. Renee, tell us about you.
My name is Renee Mikulec. I work for Homestead Insurance. I have lived in Brunswick for over 33 years now. I am a graduate of Brunswick High School and married and raised 2 children here who also graduated from the high school and are on pursuing their careers. I have been very active in the community for many years and got active into the family insurance agency back in 1993. My dad started out of the basement and we eventually moved onto the main drag here on 303 in Brunswick. I started out part-time working for the family business, just doing some filing and answering phones, and my career developed into sales and ultimately purchased the agency from my dad in 2003. After that, I had an opportunity to merge with another agency and stayed with them for a couple of years and then decided to take a break for a little while from the business. And I found myself with Homestead back in 2009, working for them and just enjoying it very much.
Renee, tell me a little bit about Homestead. I see them there on the corner of 303 and Pearl. What exactly do they do?
Homestead Insurance, we're an independent insurance agency, and we have been there since 1985. Rob Rapp is the owner of the business, and his family goes back to 1957. They started actually, Sidney Lance was the founder, and they started up in Medina, and then Rob came up here back in 85. His wife Val also works for the business, as well as his son Brandon. So we have a perpetuation plan in place with Brandon in his position. And we have 10 employees, and we write all forms of insurance: auto, home, business, health, and life. And we do our best to provide any type of service we can on the insurance side to the people and the businesses of the community.
So do you just sell one type of insurance brand or anything proprietary? Or?
No, we actually we have several forms of insurance, several outstanding carriers that we hand select. We want to make sure that they are providing the best of service to the clients. And this is nice because we can shop for the insured. You hear so much out there that people go online and they're looking at all the carriers. Well, we can do that for them. Our rates are very competitive and oftentimes even more so than what they'll find online. And the nice thing is that we can give them the personal service they need, and when they think rates are looking high or they're not sure about the coverage or the company, we can look out and look for other companies or other rates that might be more beneficial for them in that way.
What about, where do you guys see yourselves in 3 to 5 years?
In 3 to 5 years, of course, we're continuing to look to grow, to add on additional agents in the office. We also look for other carriers that might be coming out that can offer us some better opportunities as well. Our Brandon is planning to take over the business. Rob will eventually retire, and so Brandon and I are hoping to carry it on and keep the tradition here, which is important. There's so many that come and go, and it's nice to know that when you come into Brunswick or you live here, you want to work with an agent who's local, that's going to be around for a while. We feel that we have that with our agency.
Yeah, I like that about Homestead. Being here, you can see somebody, talk to them about whatever issues. It's all home. Yep.
Yep.
What piece of advice would you, there's so much insurance out there, house insurance. There was a lot of floods recently. What piece of advice could you give our audience? What's maybe look for in their policies that you can help them with also?
Well, we try to take the time with the insured. We always offer an open door where they can come in and review the policy with us. They're welcome to stop in and ask questions. We have a lot of devices and media that we use to try to get that information out to the insured. Facebook and some other places where we can try to get the word out on those types of coverages to make sure they know. I actually have a checklist that I use to go over a lot of the important coverages and features of the policy to help them understand what they can use best out of the policy to protect their family and their assets. So
I got to imagine that's probably the distinction between, there's so much online today versus the personal contact and things like the checklist and making sure that they have the right coverage.
Oh, sure. You know, it's easy to go online and you're picking levels of coverage, and until you really talk to somebody to understand how that applies, until you have a claim, you don't realize just how important it might be to have had that level above or that option that maybe you didn't consider in the beginning until you've talked to an agent and had a chance to find out that it might be more important than you thought it was. For sure, for this time of year, especially with the floods and the water backup, it's a big issue right now.
A little overwhelming at times, probably.
It can be, but you know what? Our goal is to help the client, and that's what we focus on, and that's what makes us happy, is that we can help them. And if we've been able to educate a customer into understanding their coverage better and providing them what they need, then when they call in that claim, we feel so much better, you know, that they're getting the protection and the coverage and not having to worry about that so much.
All right, well, thank you, Renee. That's great information about Homestead Insurance.
Sure.
And next, we have Bill States from Brunswick Blue Devils Youth Football.